Peace and blessings, everyone. I am back with part 2, finally, of the Covert Narcissist video. And if you have not, please check out video 1. The first video I made is very important, so go ahead and watch video 1 before you watch this one. I will put the link in the description box below, but please watch that first, okay? But if you did watch part 1, we are doing kind of sort of like a continuation, okay? And I'm going to give you an overview of some things that I discussed in the first video. And then we're going to talk about some extra traits and things to look out for, okay? Like I stated, an overt and covert narcissist have similar traits, but they also are different. An overt narcissist can be obnoxious, can be loud, very expressive of their feelings, have no filter. They don't care what they say, how they say it, and whom they say it to. They like attention, good or bad. A covert narcissist, which this video is about, is shy. Another thing, the main thing, everybody likes them. An overt narcissist, everybody not gonna like them. They see them being assholes, they're like, oh Lord, here they come. But with a covert, they are liked because they come off as super sweet, super giving, loving, wouldn't hurt anyone, come off very shy and timid, even nerdy, okay? They can appear to have low self-esteem or lack confidence. So they may be the person that's sitting in the corner, don't say much, and you feel like you want to help them and you drawn to them because they're so sweet and they just seem like they just need a friend. You know, that type of person. It can vary, these traits, but I mean, that's overall, you know, the gist of it, okay? They come off as that. They also can have jobs as pastors. They can be your therapists. They can be your doctors. They can be your youth leaders. They can be humanitarians. And I'm not playing. I feel they are dangerous. And I also feel a lot of serial killers and people that commit a lot of crimes, especially ones that you had no idea that these people would ever do those things, are called covert narcissists. Okay? A lot of serial killers, think about it, you guys. If you go and interview a wife of a serial killer or people that knew these people, not all of them, but some serial killers, the first thing they will say is they would not have guessed in a million years that this person would do this because they were so sweet, very loving, you know, never raised their voice, you know, was very active in the church. Their wife might say they were very loving at home, loving with the children, very active in their children's life. They had the best life, white picket fence. And not knowing that this person is chopping people's heads off, putting them in freezers or eating their flesh and, you know, committing mass murders. I feel these people are covert narcissists and also psychopaths and all of that. You know, they mix with other things too. But I feel this is the form of narcissism that these people display. And I feel that's why these people are most dangerous. Because if they can sit up there and live a double life like that and have people thinking that they're angels and they're actually devils, that is the worst. That is the worst to me. And this is why I feel it's very important. I'm not saying all covert narcissists are serial killers. No, like every psychopath aren't serial killers either. You know, there's a lot of people with a lot of mental issues that aren't out here committing crimes. I'm going to go ahead and move into some things that I've noticed about covert narcissists from my own experience and from research. In my first video, I mentioned how a covert narcissist they look up to their friends. I wouldn't say look up to them, but they brag about their friends. If you're in a relationship with a covert narcissist, they're going to make you feel that their friends are much better than yours. That's just what it is. Because everything about a covert narcissist to them is better than anybody. That including the people they associate with. Okay? But the weird thing about it, you guys, is even though they speak highly of their friends, they feel that they are better than their friends because nobody is better than them. That's how narcissists are, period. Whether you're overt or covert, that's just how they are. So even though they feel that their friends are better than your friends, they feel that they're better than their own friends. So for example, let's say that your covert narcissist partner has friends that are very well known. They may be popular, may have their own businesses. So they come off as so sweet that when you become friends with them, you want to tell them everything. You feel, you can trust them with your deepest and darkest secrets. And you may confide in them about your relationship or things you never told anybody else. But you feel like you can trust them because they make you feel that way. They use that against you. So if you're a friend and you share some things with them that you may not have shared with anybody else, they devalue you. Any negative thing that you tell them in your life, anything you tell them about yourself that they feel is like, that chips away at your value. Okay. And that makes them feel better than you because they'll say, I would never put myself in that situation. I would never allow this person to do this to me. I would never do that. I don't even know why they would even consider or even think that way. Like they feel like the type of person that they are and the way that their brain works, and because they're so perfect and they're so intelligent that they are too intelligent to fall for the bullshit that the friend did. Okay. Now, they won't ever tell the friend this. Who they would tell it to, though, is the partner, their wife, their husband. Okay. So they would never tell. They would just listen. They would just listen to their friend, let the friend vent. And so the friend feels, my secrets are safe with this person. They're not being judged. They feel like they're not being judged, but they are being judged. So you tell your business to the covert narcissist, then they go back and in turn tell it to the person that they trust, which is typically their romantic interest or their partner. Okay. So they will say those things to somebody like to devalue you. But at the same time, like they feel you still better than your partner's friend. It's weird. I swear to y'all, it may sound like I'm being confused or it sounds confusing because it is confusing. And that's how they make things. That's how they live their life, confused. Confused and causing chaos without them realizing they're causing chaos. And that's weird because they do not like drama. They don't like drama. They don't like confrontations. They don't like any of that. But they do not realize the drama that they put on other people or they bring to other people's lives. If they're in a situation where it's hostile, or let's say a person want to fight them, they are not want to do that. They're going to try their best to deflect from that, run or whatever they want to do. Try to talk their way out of it and seem like I'm not about that. But they will bring drama to the person closest to them. And that's weird. That is so weird. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the discard. And if you watched the first video, I did mention discard in that video. But this discard is going to be different from what I mentioned in the first video. In the first video, I'm not going to talk about what I discussed. Go watch the first video if you have not watched the first video. But this discard I am talking about is when they discard you after you have pissed them off. So if you go to them and say something, even in a loving way, and like, this hurt me, you did this, and this really upset me, this hurt me, they will sit there. They will listen to you. Whatever. They're not going to defend themselves. They're not going to talk to you. They're not going to express themselves. They're not going to say, well, I understand, or I'm sorry. They're not going to say none of that. They got to shut down, which means they're going to stop talking to you. They can sit in the house for 2-3 weeks and tell you 2-3 words. And you're wondering, okay, what's the problem? Why are you not talking to me? And they being very vague with their answers. They will never talk to you and give you a direct answer because they don't know how to communicate. They communicate like a toddler, like kids, because they have emotional capability of a child. They don't know how to really communicate like in a full-on adult. So they do childish bullshit, which means they stop talking to you. So they discard you. So that's their passive-aggressive way of telling you or showing you not to fuck with them, or I'm pissed off at you. So they won't talk to you. They'll start doing little stuff like, let's say you guys have a bank account together. They'll take you off the bank account and keep them on the bank account, and they won't tell you anything. You wonder like why you did this. They'll never give you a straight up answer. They start doing things in the home to jeopardize or make you uncomfortable because they're pissed. Mind you, they want to be in a control situation. So most covert narcissists, if you're in a relationship with one, they are going to be most likely a breadwinner or make the most money or in control of some things, most things. So they will take things away from you. Okay, they start taking things away from you. They take themselves away from you physically, mentally, emotionally. Things that you may have combined together, they may take you off of it and say, no, you get your own without a real explanation. Like stuff like that. They'll start calling you by your name rather than baby or honey. And you know, they never call you by your name. They usually call you, honey, babe, or whatever. All of a sudden, you Tamika. Or now all of a sudden you Jenny, or now all of a sudden you John, or now all of a sudden you Brandon. You're not baby anymore. So they start doing little things like that to hurt you. Or another thing they'll do, another example. Let's say when y'all first got together, y'all discuss things in a relationship that will upset you or you feel will be disrespectful. Let's say that you both agree that if a partner turned their phone flip down on the table, consider that being disrespectful. You don't like that, or it make you feel like they're hiding something. And they may have agreed. Yeah, I feel the same way. I don't like when somebody flip their phone. Like, what are you hiding? So then they start flipping their phone like they never did that shit before. They know how it makes you feel, and they even said it themselves. But now all of a sudden, they're flipping their phone down. They're keeping their phone next to them. They're doing like little stuff like that to piss you off. Because, mind you, now they want you gone. They had already probably started calling other people and finding their next victim. So now you got to go because you didn't piss them off. So now they're going to start doing the things that they know for a fact hurt you. And now they're going to do it because they don't have the balls enough to tell you they don't want to be with you no more, or have the emotional capability to sit down and work things out with you. There's no working out. And I said that in the first video too. There's no working out. Okay? They don't say shit. They do shit. That's how they do. That they react. They don't talk. They react. And this is a bad part of dealing with a covert narcissist. Do I feel a covert narcissist, all of them do this? No. I'm being honest with you. I'm being very transparent. This is one of the things that my covert narcissist that I dealt with did to me. Okay, they started displaying and doing things that they knew was going to hurt me because they wanted me gone. But they didn't have the balls to say, I'm done. I don't want to be with you no more. So they started doing all these other things, like stop talking to me, calling me by my first name instead of honey or baby. Now, the physical contact part, y'all, I want y'all to understand, they never are 100% intimate with you. Like, you may be, let's say y'all have sex, but the sex isn't constant. Like, a covert narcissist don't know how to give themselves completely to a person, even physically. So sex is probably something that comes sporadic ever so often. So if you piss them off, guess what they're doing? They cut that shit off completely. You know what I'm saying? Or even if you have not done anything wrong, the high of the relationship is gone for them. So now you're boring. Now I don't want to be with you no more. Now I have to find somebody else. So they cut you off on a lot of other things. Sex, money, communication, emotionally. They do a lot of those things, okay? So this is another thing that covert narcissist does. One thing that an overt narcissist does is, like, if they're going to do something, they're going to tell you they're going to do it. Like, they don't mind, like, going back and forth with you. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. I did this. I'm going out tonight and I'm going to do, because they get off on the negativity. They get off on seeing you cry. They get off on seeing you getting loud because they like a reaction. They don't care if it's a good reaction, a bad reaction, even fighting you. Like, they don't care. As long as they can spark a reaction out of you. They like that. But an overt narcissist, they don't really like that type of communication. They don't like that type of environment. But they do things to piss you off, okay? But the way they do it is where you feel you did something wrong. So this is why they're acting like this towards you. It's a mind fuck. And that's why I say they are way worse to me than an overt narcissist. Period. They are always a victim. If you are in a relationship with a covert narcissist, they will make you extremely empathetic about past experiences, whether it was some stuff that happened when they were kids or even in past relationships with other people. Every single relationship that they've been in prior to you, they will tell you that they were victims. The other person treated them bad. The other person abused them and they did nothing wrong. But the person just treated them like shit, and then you're feeling bad. You're like, I would never do that. And, just feeling extremely sad for them. And you want to be different for them because they never had anybody good in their lives from what they're telling you. Okay. And I'm not saying this is the case for everyone. This is a covert narcissist though. And the reason why you know it's a lie is at the end of your relationship, you're going to realize that all the stuff they told you about their past relationships had to have been a lie because of how they start to handle you. You're going to be like, there's no way possible that you just decided to treat me like this and do this shit to me and you didn't do that to nobody else in your past. That is when you're going to realize that you've been duped. You're going to be like, okay, you had me thinking that these people are treating you like shit. They hurt you. They cheated on you. They abused you. But you turn around and mentally abuse me and treated me like this. So that is when you realize the lie. Okay? So this is what they do. They play serious victim. If they did have something happen to them in their past or as a child, they will keep reminding you of that and keeping you upset and always stroking their ego, always wanting to cater to them because you don't want them to hurt like that no more. You want to go after the person who hurt them. And they will constantly keep bringing this up. They will constantly remind you of it and play victim for you to feel sorry for them, to stroke their ego and spoil them. Okay? So this is certain things that they do, y'all. I'm telling you, it is freaking insane. But there's some more things I want to discuss, so let's move on. Okay, so let's move on to some of the physical signs, meaning body language, things of that nature that they do to you. And the most aggravating one for me is the excessive eye rolling. If your covert narcissist partner rolls their eyes every time you open your mouth, anytime you may give a suggestion or express yourself about something they may have mentioned and you go against that or give your own opinion, they roll their eyes. It is aggravating as heck. That is one of the traits that irks me to the core. Mind you, they won't do none of this to people that deserve it. They won't do that to the boss that treats them like crap. They won't do it to the person that bullies them, that's outside of the house at work or, wherever else they're at. They won't do that to a stranger on the street who might be disrespectful to them or you in public. They won't do any of those things, but they will do that to you. Okay? Because if they're in a relationship with you, they feel comfortable enough to show that side, that asshole side. So they will roll their eyes at you, honey. They will roll them. Another thing that they will do, lack of eye contact. A covert narcissist isn't confident. And they say the eyes is a window to the soul. And I truly believe that. If a person cannot sit down and have eye contact with you and talk to you by looking at you, that's a warning, y'all. I feel that the most intimate thing you can actually do with a person, especially somebody that you love or interested in, is give them eye contact. Eye contact can be so powerful. And if a person cannot look at you in the eyes, that is a dead giveaway that they may be a covert narcissist. Another thing is that they do groans and sighs all the time. Like, that's their smugness. Like, their smugness. I think that's how you say it. Their smugness. And so you will see them or hear them do that a lot. Like, oh, God, here we go. Because they feel like this peasant talking to me or whatever. They don't want to hear you. Also, boredom. They get bored easily. Their attention span is very short. They I don't know if it's because they need constant stimulation or what, but they get bored easily. So the thing that they love about you today may not be the thing that they love about you in a month. You know, that's what they needed in that moment. Now they don't need that in that moment anymore. Now they're bored of that. But again, they will never express that to you. A positive person, a good partner for you, will always voice things. If they feel we need to switch it up, they'll tell you, let's switch it up and do something else. Anything like that. But they're not healthy. They don't have a healthy brain. Their brain don't process things properly. So they're easily bored. They constantly need stimulation, even when it comes to work, you guys. So you will notice a covert narcissist is never happy. So a covert narcissist may switch jobs a lot. You may see them quitting jobs sporadically, like out the blue. I don't want to do that no more. So they're never consistent. They're never stable when it comes to work because they get bored easily. They constantly have a need to do something new. Okay, so that's another thing, and that's not great, especially if the covert narcissist has a family to look after. They have children. You can't just up and quit a job when you got other people depending on you. So that is something that you have to look out for too. And they see this other job that pays $100,000 a year that they have no qualifications for, but because they feel that they're better than anybody and they have the self-importance, they're going to get that job. That means even if they put the family in a situation where they have to struggle, they'll put their family in a situation to where they'll lose money, and money is tight, and they may jeopardize losing their home. They don't think about anybody else or how their actions affect anybody else. They worry about themselves. All of this is because they need constant stimulation. They get bored easily. This is something you need to consider in a relationship with a covert narcissist. It can happen. They can be in a job one day, very stable, make good money. Then one day they say they don't want to do their job no more. And then they just up and quit. They live in their own world, basically. They're not understanding. You may not get a job in a week. You may not find a new job in 2 weeks. You know, so they don't think. They just react, you guys. So this is something I want you all to know about a covert narcissist. All right, so I'm going to end this video. I think I've talked enough. I hope I broke it down a little bit more on things to look for a covert narcissist. If you have experienced a covert narcissist, please let us know in the comments below. You know, I want this to be the community where people can come and express themselves and talk about their experiences, because this is how you help other people. We want to help other people. I want to help other people to recognize this type of narcissist. And if you are in a relationship with this type of person, what do you want to do next? You know, listen to your angels, listen to your guides. Let them guide you. If it's a toxic situation and you can get out of it, I feel by all means do what you have to do, because it's not going to get better. They are narcissists. Narcissists do not change. They do not see the error in their ways. That is just what it is. They don't. So it's totally up to you what you want to do. I'm just being the messenger, okay? All right, so if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. I would love to have you in the magic tribe. Also, if you want to order my candles, oils, I have sage, all of that. The link will be in the description box below where you can order those things. Also, if you want to order my oracle card decks, the links are in the description box below for that as well. I love you all. If you know you are involved with an overt narcissist or covert narcissist, the decision is totally up to you, your next move. All right, you guys, I love you. And until next video, peace and blessings.